So, hey everyone, I was unsure whether or not to do this in English as well, but I decided for yes. And then as we go along, I will see how I feel, how I improvise. So, um, the core of this video is, of course, the coronavirus and the insulation and the quarantine and the insecurities and how I see in myself that it's taking a toll on me, on my emotional well-being, on my balance. And I also noticed that by talking to people like on chat and on the phone that many people are in distress, are insecure, are worried about their loved ones and about their financial futures, and they lack touch. I know I have terrible skin hunger, and it's really I'm paying the price. And now I was thinking about a few years back when I took care of, when I was like in my teenage years, when I was secondary school and then at university. I volunteered as carer for people with what is that called, like with disabilities in mental or physical development. And I remember this one week. It wasn't my first time that we went for a week in at the seaside, and I was taking care of this 42-year-old woman with Down syndrome, who was not institutionalized like the rest of my companions had been, but she was living at home with her parents, and then they let her go to the seaside for a week. And so her parents gave me all her personal belongings, and they also gave me her toilet purse, like a purse for her hygiene bag or whatever, and like cream, hand scissors, nail clippers, blah blah blah, and a toothbrush. So the first day we came there, got settled, and in the evening I wanted to brush her teeth, and she wouldn't let me. Not only would she not let me, she fought vigorously and kicked and bit and pushed me against the wall. So I was like, okay, it's our first day, she's not used to me, let's chill. Okay, I'll leave it tonight, we'll brush her teeth in the morning. In the morning, I tried again, and same result. I got violently attacked, beaten, kicked, pushed against the wall. She was a strong 42-year-old woman, determined to stand her ground and not let her teeth be brushed. And then I said, okay, maybe it's early, she's hungry, she's still, let's have breakfast, I'll brush her teeth in the evening. And then, to make a long and painful story short, nothing worked. For the entire week, I did not manage to brush her teeth. Maybe get the toothbrush in her mouth for a few seconds, but that did not come like close to brushing at all. So I tried. I was blue. I was bitten. I was kicked. I was attacked a lot, but I kept trying, and in vain. And then the last evening came, and I was like, okay, next morning I'm gonna take her home to her parents, and they're going to be appalled. They're gonna say I was a bad carer and I didn't take care of her and her oral hygiene. So I really have to brush her teeth at least tonight, because I can't bring her back home to her parents with unbrushed teeth for a week. It's gonna look devastating. And said, okay, no matter what, tonight I have to get her teeth brushed. And needless to say, I failed. I was blue, like bitten, pushed against the wall, dizzy, and I was on the verge of tears. No, I was past the verge of tears. I was crying, I was shaking, I was hysterical. I felt totally inadequate. I felt like a terrible carer. I didn't know what to do. And then I went to a co-worker, to a colleague, and I said, Meta, please. She was older, more experienced. She'd known the woman I had in my care. said, please brush her teeth, I cannot do it. And I left them alone in the bathroom, and I was crying, shaking, like falling apart. And I sat down in the corridor, leaned against the wall, and I was just like shaking, crying, falling apart. And then Vasya came, this co-worker of mine, another carer, who was a really positive, friendly, helpful, jolly, cheerful, sunny guy. And he saw me sitting there, and he had like this big patch of towels that he was taking to the laundry room. And he saw me like falling apart, and he said, have you ever heard about this? And then he started, I think it was a cartoon, I've never watched it, but he started telling me this story about dragon eggs, something like that. So he turned these dirty towels into imaginary dragon eggs, and he was telling me this story. And in the end, and I think that's a cartoon, and I think if you're familiar with it, you probably feel like, how do you not know this? But I don't. But he, like, in the end, he wrapped these towels in, like, dragon eggs, and he threw them at me, like, Kamehameha, and he threw them at me, and as these dirty towels hit me, and I started laughing, I realized that somewhere along the way, from when he started to speak, and I was crying and shaking uncontrollably and feeling terrible, and somewhere along this journey where the towels hit me, I stopped feeling bad, I stopped crying, I stopped everything, and this terrible feeling just ceased, and I was listening to him, to his story, and I felt good, I felt exhilarated, I felt positive again. And I thought of this occurrence today. I mean, because right now I have been feeling bad, terrible, stressed, insecure. And I think storytelling is a great antidote to stress. It's a great way to connect people. So I decided what I want to do, because it helps me feel better, something to do. And if it gives anyone else a little bit of positivity or a flame, that's also great. So I'm gonna be telling stories, like fairy tales, every evening at 6 p.m, tonight at 5, but then other evenings at 6. And I'm gonna be starting with like worn out stories, like stories that have been broken in great, that I've been told by my grandmother, that I have been telling my son and my nephews and my cousins and so on. And then in the future, because I love challenges and I love to play with words and I love imagination, then I want you guys to challenge me by, like, write in the group, in the Because I Care group. I want you to write 2 or 3 random keywords that I'm gonna choose. Like, I'm gonna choose a suggestion each day, and I'm gonna improvise them into a story. I'm gonna be making those in Slovene first, and then I'll see, either I will translate them in the second video, or I will take an alternative for keywords and knit a different English story. I don't know yet, I'll see, I'll just play by feel. But either way, tonight at 5 p.m. is the first storytelling video live, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. Stay safe, stay sane. Bye bye.